The other end of the spectrum is litigation. Litigation, of course, is where you're filing a notice of family claim and you're going down the path of often fighting in court, unfortunately. Now, litigation doesn't have to be horrible. It's just another process option. And most people are afraid of that process, but really it's just a way to get people moving. Sometimes at the beginning of a case, I'll send a letter to a husband or a wife and I'll suggest, my client really wants to do this in a collaborative way. Will you please retain a lawyer? Here's a list of all of the names of the lawyers who practice in this area. And silence. We don't hear anything at all. So you follow up, you try really hard, you talk to your client about how they can talk to their partner about process options. And sometimes people are so overwhelmed that they're paralyzed by the process and they don't do anything. So in that case, we start the court action. And then typically what ends up happening is we're in a process that has deadlines and the person comes to the table. And then from there, we can either do the collaboration part or we can go to mediation, which again, you have a third party helping the parties reach an agreement, which is very helpful. Or you can go to arbitration, and arbitration is where you have essentially a private judge. So lots of different options, and there's really just a continuum, and people sort of move along that continuum depending on what their needs are and whether there are disclosure issues, whether there's family violence, and there's so many issues to consider in every case. And so my first interview is really where I gather all of the information I need to help the client determine which process option is going to work for them.